Since 1987, we've had the opportunity to bring to our audience some new bodybuilding potential that we felt would eventually become stars in the sport. Chris Adams brings us the before and after bodies of some of today's superstars.
When you see competitive bodybuilding's elite men and women here or in the magazines, it's hard to imagine that they were ever struggling amateurs with dreams of having the best bodies in America. Rich Gaspari was 18 years old when he decided to skip the team nationals and enter the 1982 American Cup. That's when we first spotted him. There, he beat the Goliath Vic Richards and turned pro just 2 years later at the Nationals. Throughout the 1980s, he became one of the best in the sport, pestered only by the invincible Lee Haney. We started covering Paul DeMayo in 1987 when he was a teenager who'd started training just a year before at the famous Gold Gym in Everett, Massachusetts. Paul entered and won his first show, the Teenage Massachusetts, at 218 pounds. Now known as Quadzilla for his outrageous thigh development, he's one of the nation's most successful amateurs and soon destined to turn pro. Milos Sarcev left his Yugoslavian homeland to pursue his dream of being a bodybuilder. He drew our attention at the AAU universe. Milos then switched to NPC national level competition. This year, he established himself firmly as one of the most formidable pros on the circuit and earned yet another invitation to the Mr. Olympia. It was a long-distance telephone call that informed us about Gary Strydom. He'd already won the Mr. South Africa title twice before arriving in Florida in 1983. He soon won the Junior Florida, the Texas State, and the overall NPC National title in 1986. Gary garnered titles such as the Knight of the Champions in the IFBB before becoming the WBF's reigning champion for 2 years. While we were covering the 1989 Canadian Championship, Sharon Bruneau walked on stage and instantly mesmerized the crowd with her exotic look and sultry posing style. The attractive Bruneau is now not only a top finisher in the Ms. Olympia contest, but is successfully pursuing her interests in acting and modeling. Dennis Newman made his debut in 1989 at age 19 with sweeping teenage victories at the San Jose, Orange County, and the Team USA, despite a lack of huge muscle size and maturity. With prodding and direction, he was, within a year, one of the sport's premier figures, sought by supplement companies and equipment manufacturers throughout the country. Today, Dennis is recognized as one of bodybuilding's sleeping giants, thanks to his good looks and superb shape. Ken Flex Wheeler came up from humble beginnings in Fresno, California, a lanky martial arts champion who was pushed into bodybuilding. We took notice of Flex's potential when he was just 18. After becoming Mr. California and winning the USA a few years later, Flex has become the hottest thing in the sport. His comic book size and shape drove him to an undefeated 4-for-4 record in his first year as a pro. And now he seems a surefire bet to win this year's Mr. Olympia contest. We're proud to have been the first to spot his remarkable potential. Tomorrow's superstars are all around us, maybe having never competed or still at the local level. If you know a bodybuilder that has the potential, both physically and mentally, to become a bodybuilding champion, let us know. Who knows? Maybe they, too, will become a Muscle Magazine discovery.